There's 3 games into the start of a brand new season, and what a start we've already had. Sixes, entertainment, fun, a bit of everything. The opening weekend was certainly a sight to behold. We haven't had that super over yet, but listen, we're bringing you our own version of the super over. I'm Navneet Krishna, I'm your host, and let's get stuck into it right away with a recap of the weekend. The opening weekend saw the oldest rivalry in the league, a repeat of the first ever match back in 2008, KKR versus RCB. Except this time, it was a band of boys from Bengaluru that absolutely trounced the Knight Riders by 7 wickets. A convincing win, and it was a former Knight, Phil Salt, who rubbed some salt into the wounds of the Knight Riders, while Virat Kohli was at his sublime best with another 50. And Rajat Patidar starts off his tenure as RCB captain with a convincing win. Of course, it wasn't just one king that lit up the night. In a glittering opening ceremony, we saw King Khan shake a leg with King Kohli, and Shreya Ghoshal's concert certainly left the Eden Gardens spellbound. And in our second game, we went down to the south to Hyderabad, and my goodness, what a 6 hitting festival that was. Travis Head did things that only Travis Head can do, and Ishan Kishan, in his debut game for the Sunrisers Hyderabad, comes up with a blistering 100. The Sunrisers Hyderabad fell just one short of equaling their own record of the highest ever score in the history of the IPL in one innings. It was always going to be a daunting task, but the Rajasthan Royals put up a spirited fight back, but fell short indeed. But in the end, 528 runs were scored in what was a run fest in every sense of the word. And along the way, Jofra Archer registered an unwanted record, the most expensive figures in the IPL. It was a night that Jofra and the Rajasthan Royals would like to forget. And in our final game, the big one, the El Clasico, MI versus CSK, and it was the Chennai Super Kings that did well enough to protect their fortress. It was Noor Ahmed, the Afghanistan spinner, that spun a web around the Mumbai Indians to restrict them to a below par score. And in response, 50s for the skipper Ruturaj Gaikwad and the young Rachin Ravindra meant that the Chennai Super Kings crossed the line. And I'll tell you what, the fans got what they wanted as well. A glimpse of Tala Dhoni with a bat in hand, albeit for a couple of deliveries. They did have a few hiccups along the way, but they got the job done. And it also was a night where the stadium witnessed an electrifying stumping that saw the Chepauk go into a frenzy. A good night for the men in yellow, and a case of unlucky 13 for the Mumbai Indians. That's how many seasons it's been since the Mumbai Indians last won their opening encounter in an IPL season. And off the field, not so great news for the Lucknow Super Giants. Mohsin Khan, who was retained ahead of the mega auction, has been ruled out of the tournament, and taking his place is Lord Shardul Thakur, who certainly will want to prove a point this season after going shockingly unsold at the auction. What's the IPL without the fans expressing their views on social media? And in this segment called the Social Media Corner, we look at some of the best posts from the internet from the weekend that was. This was the storm that the weather department had warned us about in Kolkata. They did forecast the rain, and boy did it rain indeed, where it was 4s and 6s from the bats of the RCB batters. Boy did they show up, and how. When Abhishek Sharma hits you for a boundary and takes a single, and then Travis Head hits you for a 6. Or if there's anything that sums up the woes of a bowler bowling to the Sunrisers Hyderabad, this has to be it. The fastest hands in the East, 43 years young and still lightning quick behind the stumps. Oh, and at the numbers of his age, the message is pretty clear, isn't it? A number of high-intensity contests lined up this week, and in this segment, we're going to give you the must-haves in your Fantasy 11. First up, the Delhi Capitals taking on the Lucknow Super Giants, and we think Kuldeep Yadav is certainly your X-factor and your game changer. He's already tasted success against the Lucknow Super Giants, 7 wickets in the 5 matches at an economy below 8. It's his variations that often makes it so hard for the batters to read. And because of the success that he's tasted, you might want to have him in your fantasy 11. He certainly will be a top pick. Next up, it's the turn of the Gujarat Titans to take on the Punjab Kings, and we call Shubman Gill the Prince for a reason. He absolutely loves playing in his home ground and scoring almost 950 runs in 18 innings at a strike rate of close to 160, averaging 63.5 in the shortest format of the game. There's a reason why you might want to have him in your team. He's dominated pretty much every single bowler. He loves playing the long innings in his home ground. And when the Gujarat Titans take on the Punjab Kings, you certainly want to have Shubman Gill feature in your team. And the next time the Kolkata Knight Riders step onto the park, you certainly want to have Sunil Narine. He was really good in that opening game against RCB as well. 45 that he struck at a strike rate of 169. He also picked up that crucial wicket with the ball in hand. Here's an out-and-out game changer who can contribute in every aspect of the game. And the fact that he's in good form in both aspects makes him a certain must-have in your fantasy 11 the next time the Kolkata Knight Riders get onto the park. These are our 3 picks, courtesy Arjun Kumar. You might know him as Fantasy Cricket Guy on Instagram. It's a big week ahead in IPL Season 18, and it's time we go down memory lane. In this segment called Behind the Scenes, we look at the history of some of the upcoming fixtures and give you a little glimpse of what to expect. We spoke about not witnessing a super over yet, but just a gentle reminder to our viewers that it was the Rajasthan Royals and the Kolkata Knight Riders that played out the first ever super over in IPL history. It was way back in 2009 in the Rainbow Nation in South Africa when Kamran Khan was backed by the late Shane Warne to bowl the super over to the universe boss Chris Gayle and Brendan McCullum. Conceded 15 runs, and as it turned out, it was way short because it took Yusuf Pathan just 4 deliveries to tear into Ajanta Mendes and register a historic win for the then defending champions, the Rajasthan Royals. And speaking about big games lined up this weekend, they don't get any spicier than a Southern derby featuring RCB and the Chennai Super Kings. And nobody's ever going to forget what happened the last time these two teams met. A high-scoring thriller at the Chinnaswamy Stadium, one that saw RCB knock out the Chennai Super Kings from a playoffs race and qualify themselves by virtue of a better net run rate. But RCB fans will know that it's been 17 years since RCB last beat the Chennai Super Kings at the Chepauk Stadium. It was way back in the inaugural season in 2008 when RCB defended a modest 126 thanks to the legend Anil Kumble bowling a spell for the ages. And from a frenetic Friday, we move to a Saturday that will see Hardik Pandya as captain of the Mumbai Indians for the first time this season. It will be a homecoming of sorts as Hardik Pandya goes back to the home ground of his former team, the Gujarat Titans. The last time these two teams met, everyone will remember that it was the Mumbai Indians that were on cruise control, chasing 169 until the wheels came off. The crowd certainly didn't take kindly to their former captain switching loyalties as a ring of boos followed. But it was this very crowd that gave him a grand reception when he turned up in the Indian colours in February against England. After all, he is a World Cup hero. How will the crowd treat him this time around? Only time will tell, as Hardik Pandya hopes to inspire the Mumbai Indians to their first win. So that's it from this edition, the second edition of the Super Over. Keep enjoying the IPL. It's well and truly up and running. We're going to see you back here next Monday for our third edition of the Super Over.